Don't mind me. I'm just waiting for Cade to come in still. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we are back to talk some more basketball, baby. That's right. Happy Thursday to everyone. It was a weird night in the NBA. On our bets, we went 2-2, and we are going to discuss one of those right now. It was one of the weirdest, fishiest things I've ever seen happen. We talked about it a little bit in just a second ago, but Cade Cunningham. Let's just get this out of the way right now because it's all over Twitter. It's all over everywhere for all sports bettors in general because apparently Cade Cunningham was one of the most popular bets yesterday. So if you didn't watch it, Cade Cunningham comes out with 3 minutes left to go, maybe 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter in a competitive game. Normal, right? A starter goes out, he'll come back in the fourth quarter. 4 or 5 point game after 3 quarters. So the game was close. It wasn't a blowout. And then he never, ever, ever, ever went back in the game again. No starter had less minutes out of the Pistons starters than Cade Cunningham in a competitive game. Their best player, their leading scorer, everything. How in the world does this player, Cade Cunningham, not ever go back in the game? There's no injury reported, no nothing, as far as I know. If it happens overnight, then maybe it changed news. But I've never seen this. I've seen some sketchy things in the NBA. This was just absolutely bizarre. Why in a competitive game, Cade Cunningham is sitting on the bench? I just don't get it. I'm not the only one that lost bets because of it, so I'm not going to sit here and complain. Poor me, poor me. A lot of people did. We had over 12.5 RAs. He had 9, got removed in the third quarter, never got over. Who knows if he would have, but to have the least amount of minutes out of every Piston starter and never play again, absolutely strange stuff. But anyways, that was Cade. That was just one of the minor little things that happened in the NBA because it is an absolute jungle every single day out there, but it's fun to watch. So back to the YouTube short answer. If you have not checked it out, we have a YouTube short coming out every single day at noon just to talk some basketball. So for those of you that are contributing and leaving comments and all that, we appreciate it. We put some work into those just to talk basketball. But the question was start, sit, cut. Tracy McGrady, Kevin Durant, and Grant Hill. Now, it hurts me to say this. I'm going to obviously have to start Kevin Durant, though. It does hurt, but he's just an absolute stud. One of the best pure scorers in NBA history. You know all about it. He's the man. Sit Tracy McGrady. I don't know about you guys, but T-Mac was one of my favorite players. Just so exciting. When he was on a roll, my goodness, he could not be stopped. He could shoot, he could dunk, he could do it all. He was fun. He was exciting to watch. And then I got to cut Grant Hill. Grant Hill's one of those guys, unfortunately. We wish we had him as a healthy Grant Hill for his whole career because he would have had a good career, but injuries absolutely derailed it. So that's what I'm going to do. Start Durant, sit Tracy McGrady, cut Grant Hill. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's probably because you didn't see this short. Go check it out or leave a comment below in this video if you want. Let me know who you would do, but those are just fun. I just like talking basketball. We're going to have those every single day. So anyways, we're back at it. We got a 6-game slate on Thursday, so not a huge one, but we still got some winners. But we got to start out with the dad joke, of course. So I only got one dad joke. I got to be selective. According to my wife, I have to be selective. If I'm giving out 2 every day, I'm going to start running out. And I only found one that I really like today. So here we go. We got one. My friend keeps saying, cheer up, man. It could be worse. You could be stuck underground in a hole full of water. I know he means well. Yep, I know. Took me a second. Anyways, in this video, yesterday's recap, then we're going to talk defenses that give up the most points, rebounds, and assists to the power forward position, and then talk our best bets and wrap it all up with the bets recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below, and hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. I believe by the end of this day, we will be at 21,000 subscribers. So thank you to all of you for all the support day in and day out. But let's get started, and it starts with the recap. All right, the first easy winner was the Magic and Mavericks money line parlay. Magic took care of business, pretty much in control the entire game over the Nets, so that was an easy win. And then Mavericks money line was a little bit tougher. Like I kind of mentioned, the Warriors hung tough for a while, and then the Mavericks finally pulled away at the end. Luka did leave the game towards the end of the game because of an injury. I think it was a hamstring. So just something to keep in mind. And then Cade Cunningham, we don't need to go over it again. We already did in the intro, that's for sure. But number 3, DeMar DeRozan, 20-plus points, and Siakam, 18. I screwed up. I should have went with DeRozan over 23.5 or 24.5 of his regular points. He went over easy. What a wild game, by the way. DeRozan hitting a fadeaway to win it, or to tie it to go into overtime, and then they win it. But Pascal Siakam, 15 points like halfway through the fourth quarter, going to the fourth quarter. He ends up with 2 more points in overtime. That's right. They went into overtime, and he still only scored 2 points from the fourth quarter on. It was just brutal, and I lost by the hook, of course. So Anthony Davis under 37.5 PRAs is another bet that I added today. An easy winner. I don't even think he hit 30, if I remember right. I don't remember his exact number, but just another easy winner. He goes under points and rebounds for the third time in 4 games against the Sacramento Kings this year. So anyways, pretty much a nothing day. I think we lost maybe like 0.2 units or something like that, but either way, it was just a 2-2, whatever. We're on a 7-3 run, and hopefully we can keep it rolling today. So that's what we got for the bets recap. Now let's talk some power forwards. All right, there it is. The 10 teams giving up the most points to the power forward position in the last 15 days. Only matchup we got is the Houston Rockets giving up 25.48, facing Kyle Kuzma and the Washington Wizards at 26.3 points per game. Kuzma has been playing very, very well lately, but that's the only matchup. But obviously, you can get winners later this weekend. Kevin Durant, Giannis, LeBron, the usual power forwards. There's a bunch of studs. Trey Murphy. Obviously Zion plays power forward for them too, but Murphy can play some power forward when he's in the game, small forward, whatever you guys think. Obviously, if you think he's just straight small forward, then don't go by this one. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. But anyways, Jonathan Kuminga had another good game tonight or last night. He's averaging 20.3 points per game. So that's the points. Let's go check out the rebounds now. And we got 2 matchups. And how about that? The golden matchup, the number 1 versus the number 1. Giannis, 11.2 rebounds per game, facing the 76ers, giving up 13.35 rebounds to the power forward position. So that is an incredible matchup for him. Rockets, not much better. 12.43 facing Kyle Kuzma, 7.3 for the Wizards. Those are the only 2 matchups we have there. Other than that, Miles Bridges, number 2, averaging about 9 rebounds per game. So not too shabby at all. Yeah, take a screenshot. Let's go check out the assists now. And we have 0 matchups on this one, I'm sorry to say. But that's what we got. We got LeBron, Giannis, all the usual guys for assists. Big drop-off after pretty much Giannis. Maybe Zion with 6.2 assists per game, which is pretty impressive last 15 days. So, and then the Wizards are up there because that's just where they like to be, is way up there. So take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners with someone else maybe or maybe later this week or this weekend. So that is the power forward position. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. And tomorrow we will be coming out with a video, a real quick 2-minute video explaining how it works and everything. It's going to be awesome. So looking forward to that. But my first best bet, it's a player prop parlay. Give me Kyle Kuzma 20+ points and Damian Lillard 6+ assists at -109 on DraftKings. So let's start out with Kuzma 20+ points. He's been quietly just playing extremely well up there in the old nation's capital. He has scored 20+ points in 12 of his last 13 games. That's right, 12 of 13. That's a decent hit rate for this one. He's been playing big minutes, obviously, because he's the best player on the team. 35+ minutes in 4 of his last 5 games. He's taken 18 or more shots in 6 straight games. You know the volume's going to be there. And he's now facing the Rockets, who, you already saw what they did in the last 15 days. They've also given up the 8th most points to the power forward position in the last 30 days as well. The Rockets are going to have like Amen Thompson and Jabari Smith maybe trying to guard him. Jabari Smith is the center now with Alperen Şengün out, and they had Amen Thompson start in the power forward. They just don't have anybody really that's going to contain Kyle Kuzma. Let's just face it. I don't think they can do it. And he's been just playing too well. So it's really simple. There's not a lot to say here, guys. He's playing high minutes. He has high volume. He has a great matchup. Probably goes over his real normal line of 23.5 or so. I just need 20 from him. That's it. He scored 24+ points, by the way, in 4 of his last 5 games, and even scored 25 recently against the Magic, one of the best defenses in the NBA. So 20 versus the Rockets should be a piece of cake. So give me Kuzma 20+ points. Second one, Damian Lillard 6+ assists. And by the way, calling any bet a piece of cake is probably an idiotic move. But anyways, you know what I mean. Lillard 6+ assists. Also, betting on anybody with a Milwaukee Bucks uniform is extremely scary. I don't know what I'm doing. Ryan already warned me that I'm betting on a Bucks player, but you know what? I'm going to stick with it. They got to come through for me at some point. His line right now is over 6.5 at -140, which means it's probably going to move to 7.5 anytime now. I'm taking it all the way down to 5.5 and taking the over. Just need 6. He is averaging 14.4 potential assists per game and 7.4 actual assists per game. That's all the last 10 games. So, I mean, he's averaging 7.5. Again, I just need 6. And now he gets to face the 76ers, who give up a decent amount of assists. They've given up the 9th most assists per game in the last 30 days. And Lillard has 6+ assists in 9 of his last 11. So we're taking a bet here where Lillard has hit this in 9 of his last 11, and Kuzma has hit his in, let's see here, 12 of his last 13. I'll take that. So that's a pretty good hit rate for both of them. And Lillard had 9 assists versus 76ers team just a few weeks ago. So, I mean, he loves the matchup. You know what? Will the Bucks run away with it and maybe blow them out? Possibly. And same with the Wizards game. You never know. I think the Wizards can kind of hang with the Rockets for a little while. But either way, alt lines are there to kind of help with some of that blowout as well. So I like Lillard 6+ assists. I like Kuzma 20+ points. That is my first best bet. And let's move on to bet number 2. All right, this second bet is a 5-point teaser. Give me the Thunder -4.5 and the Knicks -5.5 at +100 on FanDuel. Obviously, FanDuel has the best teaser odds out there, like I mentioned before. But let's start out with the Thunder -4.5. I'm taking them down from 9.5 here. That's right. That's 5 points, hash brown math. But they are at home hosting the Dallas Mavericks. If you know right when I say Dallas Mavericks, you know it's the second night of a back-to-back, and they will be without a guy named Luka. That's going to hurt them. It's a terrible scheduling spot. It's going to be tough to go into Oklahoma City without Luka, and they're going to be already tired. But Thunder getting Jalen Williams back, another blow to the Dallas Mavericks, because Jalen Williams is a huge piece to this team. He has played so well this year. He's fun to watch too. He's exciting, but I'm getting a healthy and rested Thunder team at home against the Dallas Mavericks team. But matchup-wise, Thunder struggle rebounding. We know that's one of their biggest weaknesses. But guess what? So do the Dallas Mavericks. They're a bottom 10 rebounding team as well. And now they're without Luka, a guard who likes to grab 10+ rebounds a game. So it's going to be tough. But last 10 games, these two defenses are just like night and day. Thunder, 5th best defensive rating. Mavericks are 29th. That's right. I did not stutter. They are the second to last worst defensive rating in the NBA last 10 games. The Thunder, they are the number 1 team in the NBA at 3-point percentage on catch and shoots. So that means they're just sitting out there ready to go. Someone's driving SGA, all these guys, and kicking out, and they are ready to shoot. And they have the number 1 3-point percentage the last 10 games. Mavericks have given up the highest 3-point percentage from deep in the NBA last 10 games. It's been bad, almost 40%. It's a terrible matchup for them. That's just one little bad matchup. There's matchups all over the court, one-on-one as well. But I just like this Thunder team. I think they're going to absolutely roll against this Luka-less Dallas Mavericks. As long as the Thunder knock down their shots, and I'm more than likely going to get some really good looks from deep. SGA is probably going to go off. He really cares about his 30 points. It's very important to him. But anyways, give me the Thunder -4.5. I think they win easy. They probably win by 8 to 10 at least minimum. But I think they take care of business. Second leg, Knicks -5.5. Man, did you watch the Knicks last game? They looked like the old Knicks again. That was fun to watch because they got Mr. OG Anunoby back. Absolutely huge, guys. He's another weapon on offense, but more importantly, one of the best defenders in the NBA, and he changes this defense completely. It makes everyone play more of their roles and stuff, and they just absolutely put a beat down on the Philadelphia 76ers. So they're fully healthy other than Julius Caesar Randle. He's not back yet, but I just love what I saw. You got lots of guys who can defend really good players on offense, and that's something the Blazers don't really have because they are, first of all, the Blazers are on a back-to-back. That's not going to help either. They have Mr. Anthony Simons and DeAndre Ayton, who just played 40+ minutes last night. So that's going to be tough to bounce back. Obviously, they still have no Malcolm Brogdon. Jeremy Grant didn't play yesterday. He's questionable again, so we'll see if he plays. Jabari Walker is questionable. It looks like they got Scoot Henderson coming off the bench now, so which is kind of an interesting decision for a rookie on a bad team. But anyways, this is just a tough matchup, guys. I don't think the Blazers score many points in this one at all. They already struggled to score. Now they're going to play a Knicks team who I think when they're fully rolling, like you saw last game, they are a top 3 defense in this league, like they were for a little stretch there once they got Anunoby. And then the Knicks should be able to capitalize on the Blazers' inability to just keep the ball at all. They turn the ball over quite a bit. They have the 4th highest turnover percentage in the NBA. That's going to give the Knicks some easy buckets. And if you give them easy buckets, that's not going to help because it's going to be hard to get buckets of your own, that's for sure. But I'm going to take a Knicks team. Again, I'm targeting 2 teams on the back-to-back. It wasn't my main goal. It's not the only reason I'm taking these bets, but it just happens to be where these 2 teams they should be a little more tired. I'm getting the fresher team, the healthier team. I'm losing my voice here. But this combo of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, who is just unbelievable. He had an unreal game. And now you got Anunoby with them. It's just crazy. Hartenstein down there, obviously not playing huge minutes anymore. But him and Precious Achiuwa, I mean, they're just loaded right now. And they're playing good defense. And so I like the Knicks. I don't really need to say much more. I probably already talked too much about it. The Knicks are a much better team. I don't think the Blazers score more than like 90 points in this game, and I think the Knicks take care of business. So give me the Knicks -5.5. Give me the Thunder -4.5. Both of them hopefully to cruise to easy victories. And that is my second and final best bet. And of course, like always, I will have at least one more added play in the pinned comments below. Man, my voice is going in and out. It is late. But other than that, that's what I got for today. Not all the props are out, only 6 game slate, but there's some that I'm looking at, and some spreads also, over-unders and things like that, waiting for some injuries and all that. So be sure to check the pinned comments and X and Discord for added plays because I will have at least one. But that's what we got for you today. Let's check out the bets recap. All right, there we go. 2 bets for now. We will add another one later. Kyle Kuzma, 20 plus points. Damian Lillard, 6 plus assists. That's -109 on DraftKings. And then the OKC Thunder, -4.5. Knicks, -5.5 in a 5-point teaser on FanDuel at +100. So that's what we got. I appreciate you guys watching. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite bet is, or maybe some sneaky good bets that have kind of gone under the radar. Everyone in the community loves to see those. So I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll talk to you soon.